In this session, we will be studying about application of manures and fertilizers. Plant requires food or nutrients or elements for its growth and development, which are absorbed through the soil. The nutrient supplying sources are manures and fertilizers. Fertilizer and manure are often confusing words for people who do not indulge in farming or gardening. These words are often believed to be the same, however, they are different. In reality, manure is actually a type of fertilizer. Both of these are important for a land or garden to grow big and strong. In order for a plant to grow and thrive, it requires carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium. The former three are easily available from air, water, and other sources, while the later three are hard to come by. Nitrogen, potassium, and phosphorus are often found in decay of plants or living organisms, while nitrogen is only available by recycling nitrogen from dead to living plants. That's where fertilizers come into picture. These provide the necessary nutrients in order to make the plants strong and thrive better. Now let's have a look at what are fertilizers. These are industrially manufactured chemicals containing plant nutrients, or they are an artificial product containing the plant nutrients which when added to the soil makes it productive and promotes plant growth. Fertilizers help to increase the crop yield and to maintain the soil fertility. Nitrogen, potassium and phosphorus are the three major elements required for the crop growth. Fertilizers are mainly inorganic and are manufactured. Now, what is a manure? Manure is a well decomposed refuse from the stable and barn yards, including both animal extract and straw or other litter. Manures contribute to the fertility of the soil by adding organic matter and nutrients such as nitrogen that are trapped by bacteria in the soil. Higher organisms then feed on the fungi and bacteria in a chain of life that comprises the soil food web. It is also a product obtained after decomposition of organic matter like cow dung, which replenish the soil with essential elements and add humus to the soil. There are three different types of manures, that is animal manure, compost and plant manures, which will be discussed later in this session. Now let's study different types of fertilizers. Fertilizers containing one nutrient element are called state fertilizers, and those with a combination of two or more nutrients are compound fertilizers. Some of the most commonly used state fertilizers are calcium ammonium nitrate, urea, and ground rock phosphate. CAN stands for calcium ammonium nitrate and is the largest selling fertilizer. Nitrogen occurs in a nitrate form and ammonium form. The acidifying property of ammonium is buffered by the calcium in CAN and is therefore very useful as a source of nitrogen. CAN must be spread as soon as it is exposed to air, otherwise wastage and caking might occur. Next is urea. Urea is widely used in fertilizers as a convenient source of nitrogen. More than 90% of world industrial population of urea is designed for use as a nitrogen release fertilizer. Urea has the highest nitrogen content of all solid nitrogenous fertilizers in common use. Therefore, it has the lowest transportation cost per unit of nitrogen nutrient. Many soil bacteria possesses the enzyme urease, which catalyzes the conversion of the urea to ammonia or ammonium ion and bicarbonate ion. Thus, urea fertilizers are very rapidly transformed to the ammonium form in soils. Precautions to be followed while handling urea include on sunny dry days, urea can decompose and can be wasted to the atmosphere. It is therefore recommended that urea is only spread before May 1st. Now let's study in brief compound fertilizers. Compound fertilizers are generally highly concentrated, containing boosted amounts of nutrients and little filler, so that they require less expenditure of labor and capital than do simple fertilizers for application, storage and hauling. Compound fertilizers have good physical properties. They do not cake and they scatter well when applied by machine. The nutrient ratios of compound fertilizers vary depending on the method of production, the initial components, and the requirements of plants fertilized. Compound fertilizers are classified as either two element such as phosphorus, potassium, nitrogen phosphorus, and nitrogen potassium, or three element such as nitrogen phosphorus potassium. Depending on the method of production, they are considered complex, complex mixed, or mixed. Compound fertilizers are used for all crops, whereas complex fertilizers are used primarily for industrial crops such as cotton and sugar beets. As stated earlier, types of manures. Now let's study in brief different types of manures. First is animal manure. Animal manure is the feces and excretions from various animals such as cows, horses, cattle, sheep, humans, and guano from seabirds and bats. Farmyard animal manure is often mixed with bedding as bedding absorbs the urine and feces. Next is compost. Compost is a decomposed remnants of organic materials such as food, dead leaves, etc. And the last is plant manures. Plant manures are crops that are grown for the purpose of plowing them in and using it as nutrients and organic matter. Types of plant matter also include remnants of slaughtered ruminants, spent hops, and sea manure is also beneficial is as it encourages soil activity and promotes the soil's trace mineral supply. Manure that has a strong odor is more commonly injected directly inside the soil to reduce the odor from being released in the air, while manure from cows and barnyard animals are spread on the fields using a manure spreader. Other uses of animal manure also includes as fuel because they can be easily combusted. Manure is a type of fertilizer for the soil. It performs a similar job that a fertilizer does for the plants. While fertilizer rejuvenates the plant in general, manure can help plants as well as soil receive nutrition. Manure is a more sought after choice by organic farmers while fertilizers are used more commercially. A mix of both can ensure that the land as well as the plants will grow healthy. Now, as we are clear with the basic concept of manures and fertilizers, let us study its application in the farm. Application of manures and fertilizers to the soil is one of the important factors which help in increasing the crop yield and to maintain the soil fertility. The method used for manure application depends on the volume and consistency of the manure, the hauling distance, fuel costs, capital costs, and existing equipment. Manures and fertilizers can be applied in the field in following ways. First is broadcasting. Broadcasting is the primary application method for solid, slurry, and liquid manure. Broadcasting requires the least amount of energy and time and results in a uniform application pattern. Application techniques include box spreaders, tank wagons, tow hoses, and irrigation systems. Next is banding technique. Banding is the placement of fertilizer in a concentrated layer or location in the soil, commonly 8 to 15 cm below the surface. Fertilizer bands can be placed with seed, below the seed, or both. Surface banding requires half the power of injection units to pull around the field. Also, there is no root pruning with banding unlike injectors. Placing manure on the soil surface where it is exposed to sun and air may reduce pathogens. Now let us study about fertilizers injectors. Fertilizer injectors are devices used to apply water soluble fertilizers, pesticides, plant growth regulators, wetting agents, and mineral acids during crop production. They are a vital part of modern greenhouse or nursery operation. Injectors take a small portion of concentrated fertilizer solution from a stock tank and inject it into the water line. Injection system offers few advantages which are it maximizes the fertilizer value of liquid swine manure, reduces odor during the application process, reduces the potential of nitrate pollution due to over application, provides well distributed nutrients for efficient crop use, handles slurry thrash such as straw, hair, and other foreign materials, can operate in fields with very heavy surface residues and long stubble. Now, at last, let us have a look at points on how to prevent runoff from fertilizers from ending up in rivers, lakes, and other waterways. Make sure the correct type and amount of fertilizer is being applied. Apply to crop during periods of rapid growth. Don't apply when it's raining. Don't apply near a water source. This was all about how to apply manures and fertilizers efficiently. In the next session, we will study about application of insecticides, herbicides, and pesticides. Thank you.